Good morning. Had to start a new one. Sorry, I pushed the button to end the live stream on my YouTube and it's that so many things are going through my mind right now, just like so many. My brain is just in overload. Yes, I'm dancing with the ducks. Thank you for coming back, Lexi. Maybe I was dancing too much with the ducks. Maybe that's the issue. Uh, so, thank you everybody for coming in and joining me today. I've been trying to make I'm such a procrastinator. Um, this slideshow and wanting to make a slideshow for tonight's presentation. But every time I go make the slideshow, something else comes in or I get sidetracked. I made 2 other videos this morning besides the slideshow that I'm supposed to make for tonight's presentation. I don't even know if there's going to be a slideshow. But I did do a lot of notes for tonight. So all of that in my little book is all the little notes. I mean, the writing isn't all the best. Hopefully I can decipher what the hell I was writing and getting the information. The Leo King has a school that I've been taking, and it has to do with predictions and doing predictions. Hypergate. Phenomenal, but you really it's a lot of information on working with timelines, uncovering information from past and different transits and how the transits work and how they correlate with different events that happen upon the earth. And one of the biggest things one thing I've learned I learned one thing. One of the things that I've learned is the talking about the fifth dimension, and everybody's, oh, I want to go to the fifth dimension. I want to go to the fifth dimension. I want to, it's like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leap off and move into something else. And I've heard all these predictions, these different predictions, and wanting how this beautiful fifth dimension's coming in and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I totally agree. But it's not to drift off with. Here's a little insight. It's not to drift off, Dan. That's the thing that kind of gives me a mind fuck with spirituality. It's almost like you want to get into this fifth dimension or 10th dimension. I don't even know, one of these dimensions, right? And you want to get into that and you want to just ride this beautiful wave and this beautiful translucent, vibrant, scrumptious, luscious energy that is supposed to carry you up to somewhere different, right? Into a different world where you're no longer going to be a part of this world. And I'm just like, well, isn't that death? That's what I thought. But it's there. And it is attainable, but you still got to be here. That's the trick. That's part of this learning. And the reason why you have to be here is because you signed up to be a light worker. You signed up to help to guide others. And in order to help to guide others, yes, you have to be in a higher vibration. It's not to flaunt that vibration. It's not to say, hoo, I'm better than you. No, that's not even, if you are, then you're an asshole. But it is to allow for yourself to see beyond what is the here and now, see beyond so that you're able to guide, teach, enlighten, and not do a spiritual bypass. When I hear people say, well, I don't choose that reality, which is fine. Some things I do, I like, I don't choose that reality. I don't choose to live in that type of world, which is good because sometimes you just don't choose it. You don't want to be with it. But that doesn't mean it does not exist. And in saying that, it's where so many that I've heard about this coming year, and and people who are like, "Oh, ready to wait from 2023 to 2024." I'm like, once you get there, you probably want to pack your bags and come back to 2023. you know, um, but okay, I gotta take a sip of coffee. And saying that, it's because we have to go through this transformational times that are coming and that are extreme and dramatic in order for the cracking open. I called it the cracking open of ourselves, so that we are able to allow ourselves to embrace this light that is there, that is coming. But in embracing that light, it has to. And I know I'll have people argue with me. Oh no, you don't have to go through that. Yeah, you fucking do. If you don't have the crap, how can you? It's because we live in duality. You can go to the 20th dimension. I don't give a fuck. But if you're down here on this earth, it's still three-dimensional. And you still got to walk the walk. You still got to pay the rent. You still got to do the things that you got to do. But it's in the way that you are cracking open, in receiving that, in doing that is the process. Right? And that's the biggest part. And so many people, when I've been watching a lot of these other predictions coming out, not one of them are predicting what I'm saying, what I'm going to tell tonight. Not one of them. Well, there's been a couple that are out there, but those are the guys who do the actual predictions. Very few want to go in that light. Very few want to go to where the truth is, because that's where the light is. And it sounds so, it sounds, well, that doesn't make sense. How could that light be in such a dim, horrible place? It seems, but it is going into that is where you get the light, where you become enlightened, where you come to that understanding. Looking back at some of the great ones like Notre Dame and John Dees, these guys were like Notre Dame is older than John Dees, but these astrologers were like totally enlightened. Like they really did their shit and trusted. John Dees was channeling angels and archangels and talking to the angels and doing his writings, and that was back in the 15, was it the 1500s? I gotta look because I have one of John Dee's books. This is what happens to me when I start walking. No. Hold on. Probably can't find it because I'm now looking for it because I didn't even know I was going to talk about it. But anyways, in one of his in his book that he did write. Anyways, I got it somewhere. It's a copy. It's not the original. But hi. I don't know where to put you now because I don't want to put you on the floor. Go back there. There you go. Just stay there. In what they did and the studying of what they did, I mean, they really followed the transits and noticed how the transits work and what the transits were telling us. So to me, when I watch and I look at the transits and I look at the walking through the sky, it is where God, universe, source, whatever, is showing us and guiding us through this journey. And through this journey of great enlightenment and discovery. But in that journey of great enlightenment and discovery is a lot of darkness, is a lot of places that where healing has to happen, where we have to really discover the truth of our own selves. That's really, with Pluto going back into Aquarius, the truth of humanity, of being a human. What is it? And that is part of this discovery, especially with Pluto going to be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. And Aquarius is a beautiful, it's a beautiful sign. It really is. Capricorn's pretty well fucking hard because it's ruled by Saturn. Yes, Saturn is the co-ruler of, but Saturn, like Aquarius was kind of like the vacay house for Saturn. That's what I call it, right? It's kind of like where you can sort of kick back and relax a little bit. Because Aquarius, this is a beautiful thing about Aquarius. Aquarius, if they don't want to fucking answer the door, they don't answer the door. If the phone rings and they don't want to answer it, they won't. And you know what? They won't even tell you why. Opposite end, Leo will say, well, I really don't want to answer the door because I really don't feel well and I really don't want to get anybody sick right now. So I'm not going to answer the door right now. That's Leo. You know, they'll give you an explanation of why they're not going to do something. Aquariuses won't. They're just like, I don't want to. I don't have to tell you anything more. That's it. So as we go with Pluto, and this is where Pluto is in the underground. It's on the opposite end of the, in astronomy. It's at the opposite end. It's at the furthest distance of the Earth. So it's really in the darkness. It is that discovery of how we are able to obtain this great enlightenment that's coming forth. And this discovery. We are in a time where the sun will never have a sun Pluto ever again in our lifetime. So this is really a interesting time. I mean, we've had so many in the past few years, so many transits that have been awakening, that have been once in a lifetime type of transits. And they're still continuing as we're going to go through 2024. And I will be talking about them tonight in more detail. But I find that in doing this work, unknown caller. In doing this work is the predictions or being part of, well, I hate the word prophecy or being a prophet because I don't think I am, but coming into that prophecy part is a part where towing the line, because sometimes you don't want to deliver the information that needs to be delivered. Sometimes there's things that you don't want to say because you don't want to offend somebody. You don't want to hurt somebody. You don't want to scare people. Yet there is this part that comes in that of light that says, you're just telling them. You are only the messenger. That's what you are doing. You are the messenger. And in being the messenger, you have to deliver the information. And in delivering the information, even though it may be difficult, even though at times it might be fun and great and enlightening and fabulous, other times it's not, because it's the truth. And in telling that truth is an awakening and getting people to awaken. And as you awaken and step into the light, there's a peace. There's a peace because you have that understanding. And you have that understanding of that peace within you, of that knowingness of preparedness. And that's part of it, in being prepared, in allowing yourself to be prepared, and in that preparedness. When you're prepared and you see things happen, then you're not so frightened. You are not offended. You are open and understanding and loving and able to give that helping hand. Let's take it by the balls. And that's a huge one. Many people, I mean, today get so offended. They get offended. I mean, this one viral that he tried to make it go viral. And he well was misgendered at Delta Airlines. And I thought this was so funny because he wanted this person to be like, everybody hate this person because he misgendered me, you know? And it wasn't like I would have said, "Hey, how you doing?" I've done that where there's lovely, lovely man, Tran, came in, and I'm like, didn't even think about it. I mean, you could obviously tell it's a man dressed as a woman. And the thing is, I'm just like, "Oh, are you having a lovely day?" You know? And then I just slipped something in. I don't know what I said or something, or like, um, I said he or something like that. The person didn't even bat an eye. And then I said, "Well, you have a lovely day, love." Because I always use the word love. Love is a really part of my language when I speak to people. But did not get upset with me because I misgendered him. But this other person made a whole TikTok video of it and just was so offended. And that's the thing. It's like people are going to be offended. People are going to get upset because you use the wrong verb, or you use the wrong pronoun, or I don't know, you smiled at something that you shouldn't be smiling at. I don't know. But that's a sensitivity of what it is. But one thing I'll say, this these transits, they don't they don't care if you're sensitive. When the divine is walking the walk, the divine is constant. He or she does not move in a different way because you're offended. Does not move in a way that allows for you to be in your hurt feelings. The divine continues to walk, but continues to love, and continuing that love for you and for all. We are being watched, and we're being watched very carefully at this time in how we are stepping into this new earth, how we are embracing this newness. And in embracing it, how are we engaging with others? And what is that engagement that we are, coming into? And that's going to be a huge part of it over the next while, I'm going to say. And we are coming into a place of, and the word reconciliation comes into mind. And when we go into something of reconciliation is, you know, in Catholicism, it is a part where you go and you confess your sins, and then you are resolved of your sin, and you have to do something like a Hail Mary. When you come into that reconciliation of your own reconciliation of what you need, and that's part of the shadow work that's coming in for this year. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing um, the releasement of 2023 on January 6th. I'm doing that is to help people to come into their reconciliation with themselves. A reconciliation of allowing yourself to be human, to be loved, and to be honest with yourself on the shenanigans you play on yourself, so you don't do what you are supposed to be doing. And so part of the releasement of 2023 that I'll be doing on January 6th is really an important piece. The peace to comfort the roof over my head. Beautiful. That's wonderful, Dana. And and yeah, to coming into a place of gratitude is very important. And there is I'm gonna throw a little curveball, but it's being grateful. Yes, absolutely. But there's more. It's there's more. And that's part of the shadow work that's coming in. The shadow work that's allowing us to debunk things that need to be debunked in our life. Um, I did do a work life workbook, and I forgot I did it. Of course, I did. I do these things and I forget. But a work life workbook is about, which is going to be part, is to de-stuckify. That's what I call it. De-stuckify yourself, and how you are de-stuckifying yourself, right? And and looking at the things that stuck you, that you get stuck in, and how do you de-stuckify yourself. So I did a work life workbook. Let me see if, oh, well, hold on. Bring it up and I'm going to show you what I created. And this is going to be part of, and I'll show you guys here. So this workbook that I created here, let's go up to the top here. Boom, boom, boom. So it's a work life workbook. Vision board journey continues. So those who've done the vision board with me, this is sort of like a part 2 of it. And in this workbook, talk about feelings of overwhelmness. This is about a list to de-stuckify yourself. These are things on how to do that, projects, etc. So this is all part of my January 6th that we are doing. And this is to help people on their journey for 2024, because that journey is, you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of things that people are going to have to do and work through throughout 2024. If you thought 2023 and you had a bad time, if you had a good time, that's awesome. But if you felt it kind of trying at times, we're continuing on. So I'll just let you know that. And that's just because we have to come into this place of opening, a place that allows us to allow ourselves to crack open, to shine, to be seen, and allow ourselves to be seen. That is going to be an important piece, is to be seen in 2024. It's not about hiding away. If you're one who wants to hide away, you'll have a very difficult time, because it's not about hiding away. It's about being seen and getting out there and allowing yourself to be seen. And if you are not wanting to be seen, if you like to hide away in your home or away from others, you're going to find it extremely difficult. If you want to go be that cutesy wootsy little fairy in the woods and play the little fairy, um, you're going to find that if you're not seen, or if you're not connected, you're going to it's going to be very, very difficult, right? So hiding away is not going to be something. And so doing, that's part of the work life workbook, is, about de-stuckifying yourself, is because you need to allow yourself to move, to integrate, to be a part of. Now, there's so many empaths that have come into this world, and are extremely sensitive and have a very hard time in integrating in the world around them, and prefer to be out in the wild, prefer to be with the dogs and the cats and the moose and what have you. But all I got to say, when you need help, you know and something happens, the moose ain't going to help you, neither is the dog or the cat. They might give you a little bit of moral support. I don't know about the moose, um but you need to have that connection, is going to be very important. And for the empaths, the ones that are extremely empathic, they're going to have to learn how to um work with their energies. That's going to be extremely important. They can't do the escapism or the spiritual bypassing and say, well, I'm just being in the light and I'm going to be shiny and bright, and that's it. That's how a lot of those crazy occults have started since 2018, 20. Some started in 2017, 27, 20. Crazy spiritual occults. Yes, they talk about a lot of things that we talk about it, but they just kind of take it to a different level, like a really crazy level. And that's because people are searching. So that's the next thing, is people are going to be searching for the connection, searching for that. And the other part, you got to be aware of who's knocking at your door, right? That's what Aquarius brings out. Aquarius brings out the strange, right? It's ruled by Uranus, so brings out the strange and the abnormal. So it is being aware, and that's where coming in and trusting your intuition is going to be extremely important. On everybody might like the person, but you're like, there's something about it I don't like, or I don't connect, or I'm not going in that group. That group doesn't feel right for me, or the organization. That's the other piece too, is that um many times, like for myself personally, being a part of an organization is not a thing. I don't like to be a part of an organization or affiliated to an organization. It just doesn't feel right because something always goes sideways somehow. So I don't really like to be, within a coven per se, if you like that word. But I love to have my different groups of friends. I love to integrate with different people. I love to have potluck suppers and things like that, right? Does not play well with others. But this is where we're going to find that people are going to have to step out a little bit in just integrating in it's a double-edged sword, hence, yes, we are in air. We are in the energies of air for the next 500 years. We have been in earth for so long, for 500 years. I think it's 500. But now we are in the energies of air, meaning that every time Saturn and Jupiter meet up, they'll meet up in an air sign. So air signs bring us newness, new technology, new understanding, new ways of communicating, relating to other people. Air signs are very much, they want to be connected. They like to be, I mean, as much as they don't like people, they like people. Um, Air signs they usually need a partner, or need a good friend, or somebody that they can connect with. It's very important. Other signs that are going to find it maybe difficult are the water signs, because water signs, for the most part, don't as they're the emotional sign, yes, but sometimes they don't like to connect as much as air signs. They don't want to go out there. They're a little bit, a little shyer. A lot of times with, if you have a lot of water in your sign, it's very, sometimes you're a little bit more shyish. I mean, believe it or not, I do have a lot of water in my sign, but I had to learn how to get out. I had to learn how to talk in front of people. And that's thanks to my dad, who's a Leo, who signed me up for Sunday Mass to read the first gospel, or the first reading and the second reading, in front of a congregation of over 600 people. Um, stumbling over the words, you know, but it's that having to do that. And that's where 2024 is going to be, where people are going to have to learn that, to step out of that, to integrate, to get to be a part with others, right? And then you have the earth signs. It's like, well, it's not structured the way I want. It's not structured in the way I like it to be, right? So earth signs want it to be a certain way. It has to look a certain way. It has to feel a certain way. That's the way earth signs are. um Got to tell my daughter what I'm doing so she doesn't right now. So earth signs want structure. So they want it structured. It's like, where's it going to be? What time is it going to be? Are you going to have certain things? Are you going to have, if I'm coming, do you have my tea? Do you have my coffee? Do you have my biscuits and things like that? The earth signs want some kind of structure and how it looks and how it feels, right? So for them, if it's not structured the way that they want it to be structured, and it's sort of like thrown together and a bunch of pillows on the floor, well, the Taurus may not like it that much. Virgos might want to come in and re-fluff the pillows, and Capricorns are looking at what time is everybody going to get here, kind of thing. So this is going to be huge challenges for many people. Fire signs are just going to come in. Well, here I am. What, you wanted me to be here at 5 and it's 5:15? Well, I'm here, so now the party comes, right? So let's go, because the party doesn't start to the fire comes, right? Because that's the passion, right? So there we go. Just 1 second. Mateus, can you come here, please? So it's that energy that comes in, and some people can't take too much fire. It's like, oh my God, get them out of here. They just think that they're just all that, right? Your mommy wants to know if you want to go for brunch with her. Do you want to go out for a snack with your mom? Lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever. Why not? Okay. Boy, he wants to stay here. He doesn't want to go with his mommy. Are you sure? Okay. She might feel hurt. But that's the whole thing is, for a bit. Mateus, yes or no? Because I'm online. Okay, yes. Go get dressed. Crazy kid. Anyways, but when you look at your sign, when you look at your sort of makeup or your natal sign, you can sort of tell how, especially with integrating and getting out there, you're going to be. And this is where part of the destuckifying, or looking at the blocks that are going to hinder you from getting out, from doing the things that um that you're going to have to do to integrate within this new year, that are going to be important. So that's where you have to really come into the heart and to the understanding of self. This is the way I am. This is what I need to work on. For me, it was getting out and really being a part of a group and really integrating. Sometimes it is a very difficult thing for me to get out, you believe it or not, to integrate with other people. But over time, like, I've learned to do that, and trust in my intuition on who I can trust and who I can't. Like, I really coming into a trusting of that, which is very, very important, to be. So this is going to be, kind of like that year where you're going to have to look at what you're going to weigh out and what you need to weigh out. and how you are going to have to work on these things in yourself, because they're going to be important as the year unfolds, and how the year unfolds into new and I'm going to say exciting ways. Like, this is where, if you're have you ever been have you ever been on a roller coaster? um I've been on a roller coaster twice in my life, and for me to be on a roller coaster, I want it to be in the front, not in the middle, not at, being at the back is kind of cool, but I want to be in the front, because I want to feel, like, I want to see what's coming, and I want to feel it, and feel that excitement. And this is where you got to look at, like, where do you want to ride the roller coaster? Do you want to ride the roller coaster in the front, or do you want to ride the roller coaster in the middle and just get all the blah from everybody else? So this is where to start to take a look at where you want to ride in your roller coaster, because we're entering into a year that's going to ask you, where do you want to ride, you know, and where do you want to go? So that's going to be an important piece. If you are wanting to join me tonight for the predictions for 2024, there's still lots of room there for people. Don't be scared. It's more of an enlightenment of really showing you how to navigate the seaways that are coming in. That's the most important thing, is learning how to navigate um, as the year is going to unfold, and the information that's going to come in with it. So take another sip. And I haven't led you wrong so far. So and if some of you have your natal charts, to take a look at your natal charts, find out where your progressed moon is, and that's going to be very helpful for your year as well, because your progressed moon moves every 30 months. Okay, so it's there for 2.5 years in that one sign. So it'll be, to look at where your progressed moon is, because that's going to give you an indication on some of the energies that you'll be working with as well for your new year as well. So the first one I got is heartache. So there is, I think a lot of people are going to be feeling that heartache, going to feel that remorse of the world around us, and maybe within their own lives, of releasing people, items, places that are no longer aligned to them. So they have that heartache, and when the Three of Swords comes in, it says, okay, this is no more, this is done. So it is a doneness, not as much done as what the um the ten of swords is, but this is sort of like, really looking at the pain that you have within your life, and acknowledging pain that you do have in your life. So with that, it's a redirection and a healing. And with that redirection and healing, we bring in the Knight of Cups, which is very loving. The Knight of Cups, you're coming in with that pain. You want to have the knight there, because he's going to be very understanding. So know that there are people around you that understand your pain, understand that you may be going through a healing, or maybe you are the one who's helping someone with that pain, that they have. So this is where, you're coming in to help them, to give them the clarity that they need to create something new. So this is where you look at, what you are wanting to do right? So this is really allowing for that. You're alone. It feels like, with the three, is that you alone have the power to rise above the obscurity. You're the only one who can rise above. So when somebody's there to help you, it's only you can say, okay, you can take my hand, right? And that's where that knight comes in and saying, hey, I'm here. I want to bring you that love. I want to bring you that understanding. And in comes the king, but he's reversed. So the king is saying that, maybe that you're not totally, you still got some healing to do. Maybe there's some parts of you that shadowy parts that you're hiding away, right? And that you still need to do some work here. And don't be ashamed because you have shit to work on in your life. Don't, this is where, you know, don't the other part too is with all the Piscean energy and with Neptune and Saturn there, don't let your imagination get the best of you and make something bigger than what it is, right? The thing is that sometimes we can manifest things to be a lot larger than what they actually are and throw them into obscurity. But this is a need for self-love and self-expression. So knowing that the knight's there, the knight shows you how to do that. He's very profound, right? He's very loving. And he wants to show that through the obscurity, through the pain and the suffering that you might be having and the delusions, there is love. There is love there to help you, to support you upon your journey. And you may not see that right now. Maybe it's very difficult for you to see right now, but it's there. It's there. And sometimes it's up to you, the next thing for you, to reach out the hand, to pick up the phone, to dial the number, to text out in order for you to rise above and get out of the obscurity, to heal, right? So to release anything and to release the negativity that's around you and walk away from it. So it's up to you, baby. It's up to you. It's all about you. All right. So may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. If you want to join me tonight, just DM me or email thegurumama@gmail.com. And it's $30 if you wish to join. If you want to join me for January 6th, it's $30 and you get a workbook as well. So blessed be everybody. Have a great one. And we will talk to you very soon. So, let's get the ducks on here. We need the ducks.